And I'll see you all on the next episode of MavAttack. And what's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of MavAttack. We're here to talk a little bit of Fallout 4. All aboard the hype train! Now this is my list of 5 things that I want to see come to Fallout 4, come to the new game in the franchise, and just make a difference, make that change that we all want.
Living world.
I want a lively world. I want a live environment. I want to feel like there are things going on around me all the time. See, the thing I didn't like about Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, which I feel like they did it on purpose, was to make you feel lonely, make you feel like you're really by yourself out in this wasteland, like, oh shit, there's rad roaches and fucking mutants and I'm gonna die. They did a good job with that, but I feel like you didn't run into enough people out on the roads, in the cities. You know, Fallout New Vegas had that problem where, you know, inside the casinos, there was like 2, maybe 3 people inside the casinos. It just felt very empty as far as all the people that you could see interact with. You know, there are enemies, but it would have been nice to see more people populating the world. You know, more people roaming around, walking around, doing different things, interacting with each other. Maybe dynamic missions that are out on the road. In Fallout 3, for example, there would be random people on the road, Fallout New Vegas, where they would have like a Brahmin walking around, and they would be a trader, just a random trader, just a person you could talk to that sell used goods and everything. Stuff like that really makes the game feel dynamic. It makes it feel like there's more inside this open world than what you're really seeing when you run into more people, you see more people populating the land. But at the end of the day, creating an open world means populating it, and I don't feel like there was enough of that in the previous Fallout game.
Karma system.
I want the karma system to matter and make more sense in this next Fallout game. Now, I'm not saying that it didn't make sense in the previous Fallout games, but there were things like if you stole from someone or you pickpocketed from someone, you would get negative karma points, even if that person was a bad person. And I don't really think that that's fair, that makes sense, because obviously, if I'm pickpocketing a bad person, that's a good thing. But then is it karma based on just that one instance, or is it just overall in the world karma? How does somebody know that you pickpocketed some? It's just, there are things that don't make sense. See, I want instances that you can't come back from, or you make a decision and that decision lasts with you throughout the whole game. See, for example, Fallout 3, when you destroy Megaton, right? It's a town full of people. You blow that bitch up, sky high, freaking kaboom. You can actually bounce back from that in Fallout 3, and it's weird that the karma system lets you do things, but you can retract. In the previous games, there are no consequences that you can't really undo. Everything that you do, you can have like the positive effect to that or a negative effect to that. But I feel like if they had more of a lasting karma system, like if you do something and you fuck up, that's gonna last with you through the whole game, and there is no way you can come back from that. So I think the karma system should just play a bigger role and have a bigger effect on not only you as a player, but just the whole universe, the whole open world just in general. It should have an effect on you, and what you do should have an effect on it.
Item importance.
I want there to be a use for all the items that you come across in the world. If you pick up a rake, there should be a use for there should be a use for like everything in the game. If you get a scope and a suppressor, you should be able to put that on the shit. You gotta be able to take whatever you have in this open world and apply that through gameplay somehow. Everything should have its use, and the reason I bring this up is because Fallout New Vegas had a weapon modification system. And this was a great start because you could put a scope on your gun. You could put a suppressor on your gun. You could upgrade the gun rounds. You could take different rounds. You could take explosive rounds and put it in your shotgun. So if you could take like a dumpster, for example, and slap that up against something and then add something to and create something that you can use, because this is a game about survival. It is an open world game about survival. It's a wasteland. It's post-apocalyptic. So every little item that you get, it should have something that you can either add to it, or you know, you need a component for this and that, which I definitely have seen elements of that in the gameplay videos that I have seen. They are having a use for things, and you could break things down for different parts, but I want to see other things. I just want to see everything in the world work for something else, whether it be in an insignificant or significant kind of way. Every item needs to have its use. It needs to have a purpose.
Eccentric NPCs.
I want to see the characters and NPCs that populate this open world, this wasteland. I want to see them have more characters. Some characters have dark pasts and dark secrets, you know, within their little storyline or their sectioning off when you get buddies and whatnot. But I just want more vibrant, more eclectic characters that we can really vibe with and we can really understand that person. Crazy characters, mad scientist type of characters, you know, the occasional like weirdo, you know, there just needs to be a nice variation in the characters to really make the story stand out. So I really feel like in this game, if they want to go more for narrative, they want to make the story really count and last, they need to bring out some really eclectic characters. They really populate this open world and make it so it doesn't feel lonely. Make it so you can relate to some characters, or you can really dislike some characters, but at the end of the day, Give the characters character.
Combat mechanics.
Aside from the obvious wanting the gameplay to feel solid, you know, I want the gameplay to feel solid, but I had a problem sometimes with the shooting mechanics and just the way the guns felt in Fallout 3 and New Vegas. There was just something about, a little stiffness about them. There was just something about them mechanically that just didn't work, in my opinion, as well as they could have. So I really want to see each gun have its own unique feel to how it approaches its function in gameplay, whether it be zapping dudes down with, you know, laser tech, but not only with the guns, but the melee weapons as well. There's something weird about them. I can't really pinpoint why it feels weird, and I'll try to explain it the best way I can. But when you're swinging a bat or you're swinging something, it just feels weightless. It doesn't feel like there's any type of weight behind what you're doing. Even with sledgehammers and rebars and big ass, you know, two-handed weapons, it just doesn't feel like there's weight behind it. It doesn't feel like the weapons have character, if that makes sense. It doesn't really feel like the combat excellence in the game was mastered. It feels like they could do so much more. They could add their own unique touch to that makes not only the gunplay and the gameplay feel awesome, but that gives each gun its own unique feel and its own unique flavor and a reason to use different types of weapons in the game. But with all that being said, thank you guys all so much for watching this episode of MavAttack. If you guys are excited for Fallout 4, drop down into the comment section. Let me know what you guys want to see, whether it be implemented in the gameplay, implemented in the story. You know, do you want the story to not just suddenly cut you off like at the end of Fallout 3 and not let you continue? Or do you want to see it more like New Vegas, where, you know, you can continue playing even after the game is over? You know, just let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. Attack that like button if you guys enjoyed this episode of MavAttack. All you hear Mav stay rad, and all you see Mav stay fab, and I'll see you all on the next episode of MavAttack. Motherfucker. Where your friends though? Hey, Harlem Shake, hold up.